G'day ladies and gents, and welcome back to Star Citizen with Mags. And today we're going to be taking a casual look at another variant of the consolidated Outland Mustang. Today we're taking a look at the Mustang Delta, the fighter variant of the Mustang, and a ship that gets a little bit of a bad rep in the current alpha, mainly because of what it's designed to be. The Mustang Delta is the third of the four primary variants of the Mustang, starting with the Mustang Alpha as your basic starter ship. The Mustang Beta, which is designed for touring and exploration, which is effectively a Mustang Alpha with a jump drive and a small living quarters docked in the rear of the ship, giving you a little bit of personal space. And then there is the Mustang Delta. The Mustang Delta is a combat starter ship. It's an upgrade to the Mustang Alpha. It's armed with the same unmanned Size 1 turret with two M3A laser cannons as the standard Mustang Alpha and the Mustang Beta, but it also has some additional armaments. Two Size 2 fixed mount CF-117 badges, and two Size 1 bearing R-18 unguided rocket pods. Now this is a significant increase in the Delta's firepower, however the unguided rocket pods are hard to aim, they are actually very low velocity, and with zero guidance you need to lead quite ahead. They are very easy to dodge, however if they do manage to hit the target, they do significant damage to virtually every ship you'll encounter. The Badger repeaters also increase the firepower of the ship by a very favourable amount, however they do suffer the limitation of ammunition, and they are also fixed mount, so they do not turn and curve with the turret itself. However, if you do lock the turret in place, they do track rather well against the lasers, making it fairly easy to get all four guns on target. However, this armament is only Size 1 and Size 2, which does lead to a few problems and the reason why the Delta has such a bad reputation. However, I'll get to that in a moment. In terms of additional equipment, the Delta is equipped with the same jump drive as the Mustang Beta, allowing it to jump between systems. This gives it a little bit of range, although overall I don't expect it to be able to make multi-system jumps. It will have to refuel after each jump. And it also features a rather unique piece of additional equipment, and one that will not be fully implemented in the game until the full release of Item 2.0. This is called Mass Reduction Armor. Now I've heard two descriptions on exactly how this armor works. First is this is armor applied to the ship that will increase its overall durability, making it stronger and able to take more hits once the shields are down, without increasing its overall mass. The second description I've heard is that this is armor that will reduce the spacecraft's mass without reducing its structural integrity. In either case, if the former, the ship's durability will increase, but it will not lose maneuverability. If it's the latter, the ship's durability will not reduce, but maneuverability will increase in turn as the ship has become lighter. Outside of that additional equipment, the Mustang Delta is identical in every other way to the Mustang Beta and the Mustang Alpha. As I said earlier on, it's a starter ship. It's a logical flow-on from the starting point of any new player. If you start in a Mustang Alpha and you're looking to go down the exploration path, you're likely to upgrade your Alpha to a Beta, either by directly purchasing the components to make the modifications to your Alpha, or upgrading to a Beta hull and going from there. If you're looking to go down the combat path, the Mustang Delta is likely going to be your first stop after the Alpha in order to get yourself into a ship that is designed, or at the very least is more effective in combat. However, it is a starting combat ship designed for engaging in a starting combat environment, so you'll be looking at Auroras that are either commanded by pirates or smugglers. You'll be looking at 300 series that will be under the command of various hostile starting factions. But what it isn't designed to do, however, is to engage UEE military vessels, even those operated by civilians, or any kind of heavy grade shipping. As I said before, it's a starter ship for starter hostiles, and you can see this already in the PU. When you encounter NPC pirates that are flying Auroras or 300 series, it's not too much of an issue. You're easily maneuverable enough to avoid their guns and constantly keep your guns on them, and your guns are quite effective at punching your way through the ships. But the second you encounter something a little bit heavier, say for example a Gladius, a UEE military light fighter, like what you see here, it's a whole other issue. While I was eventually able to take this Gladius down, it took several minutes of sustained firepower simply to chew its way through the Gladius's shields, as military equipment is much more durable, even on something as small as a Gladius. And once you start encountering Hornets, Super Hornets, and Sabres, well, the Delta really can't get through the shields at all. The same situation applies to heavy civilian vessels such as the Constellation or the Caterpillar. These ships carry huge amounts of firepower and are easily able to punch through the Mustang's shields and take it down, while able to tank all the shots that the Mustang can put at them. And from this is where the Mustang Delta has developed its extremely bad reputation as a really bad combat ship, and I'm not entirely sure it's entirely earned. The current PU in the Alpha is not representative of what we will see in the released version of Star Citizen, due to backers purchasing larger and better ships, such as the Hornet, Super Hornet and the Sabre. The area around Port Olisar has a massive density of high firepower vessels, at a level that you would never see in the PU once it's actually released. These ships will not hang around the starter areas because they will simply not be able to make enough money out of the missions or the pirates that are available there in order to be able to fund the operation of said ships. They will need to spread out and look for better places and better missions. And likewise, because of this extremely high density of military grade ships, the NPCs in the PU itself are balanced around the fact that these ships are available in such a large number, as the NPCs need to provide a challenge to those players who have them. Unfortunately, this leaves the Mustang Delta in a fairly bad spot, as it lacks the firepower to often deal with these NPCs, even in the PU Alpha environment. In my opinion, the Mustang Delta is actually a really good combat starter ship, and I have no doubt that it'll be very, very popular once the game goes live, and the players who come to join afterwards, not the early backers who have already purchased bigger and better ships, but the players that join on release of Star Citizen, will likely follow the path into the Mustang Delta as their first combat vessel, their first ship to go out and hunt down NPC pirates, their first ship to do their first ever PvP, and the ship from there that they step off into bigger and better things themselves. And they're also a really good looking ship with great visibility and are fantastically fun to fly, which is part of the reason why I like them over the Auroras. That being said, if you are a backer in Star Citizen and you are looking to upgrade to a combat ship, I would recommend that you give the Mustang Delta a skip. As fantastically fun as it is to fly in the environment of the mini PU, the Alpha PU, it's probably a ship that would frustrate a new player more than make them feel rewarded for purchasing their first combat vessel. Anyways, ladies and gents, I hope you enjoyed the video and thank you very much for watching. I do have a lot more Star Citizen planned for the very near future, including a video on the Drake Herald that should be up in the next few days. It is a fantastically cool ship, one that I'm not entirely sure I actually want to get rid of. Anyways, ladies and gents, remember to click that like button, subscribe if you want to see more, and until next time, fly smart, fly safe, and I will catch you around the verse.